Special disclaimer that I, Mystic, am an employee of Wizards of the Coast on the D&D team.
Last time on Utopia podcast, the party decided to head to the Saytr party and hit the road, leaving Wimston and heading in a general direction toward the gate, knowing that the party is happening somewhere between the two places. With lots of joy, they set off and make it to their first camp. And that is where we find the party.
I believe he's one of the original gods.
There are original gods?
We got old, we got new, we got original.
Well,
Yeah, the old gods.
Old gods and new gods does imply either a new pantheon forming or a rotating one.
Yeah, you're right. There is no Hades.
Sorry,
Why would they have a need for new gods? If gods are immortal, like... How... You can't retire from that, can you?
Sorry, I think I'm going down a trail that's not helpful for us in the current moment. I apologize. And Godfrey gives the papers back to Livy.
Thank you.
I don't know. They kind of just... First they were role models, now they just also seem like messed up adults.
Yeah.
It's possible that a lot of them were just people like us. Anyway, how about that weather we've been having?
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I'm not good at it. I'm sorry, Zibba. Godfrey stands up and walks to the creek.
Livy's
Wait,
going
no, Godfrey! She's gonna like get her sword out and come after you.
I think seeing that reaction, Morgus is gonna like just prestidigitate like the scent of frog spawn coming from the creek or something. Something unpleasant.
Why do you gotta pick frog spawns? We've seen demonic frogs. Do you know how much is gonna spiral at that?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Livy's gonna look through his maps and see if there's anything that could have like a body of water in between Wimston and the gate.
Like you're looking for this creek?
Yeah. Just looking.
I think the map that you have is of all of Ebcanor, and it doesn't really like zoom in far enough that you'd be able to see this little baby creek.
A shame. Livy's just gonna start walking up a tree. A very tall tree.
Cool.
See if you can see any creeks nearby. Or satyrs.
You don't see any creeks or satyrs. You do see some wildlife. Lots of birds. A little rabbit hopping through the brush in the distance.
Cool. Mm-hmm. A free little rabbit and don't get eaten.
Would anyone else like to do anything else before the resting time?
I think Morgus is gonna get out one of his journals.
Mm-hmm.
Got a journal. Livy would have bought me a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would have had one. Except I'm gonna start doing some magical math and maybe a proof or two.
Mm-hmm.
Start working on something.
Can I take some creative liberties and have an existential moment with Godfrey?
Yeah.
Cool. I think this would be fun.
Let me get in my cross-legged position in my chair.
So I feel like after running after Godfrey towards this creek, you said Godfrey walked through the creek, actually? Is that correct, Godfrey?
I was walking to the creek, but I could walk through the creek if that.
So I feel like
helps
when
out.
gets to the creek, I feel like this is how I imagine playing in my head. This is over dramatic. Just go with it.
Okay.
Yeah, Zibba is already panicked from the things that Liz put her head, and now she's smelling the frogs, right? And she's gonna be just spiraling for a moment, and almost you kind of, and as she's running towards you, just suddenly have a moment where she her sword, sensing her fear, I feel would flicker with light. And in that moment, she almost loses strength in her arm and kind of drops down and looks at the sword. And then we'll kind of look back up at Godfrey with just the largest look of concern in her eyes and be like, Godfrey, if my family's in here, am I forcing them to go back to a war they died in?
Godfrey will turn around and he'll come down and he'll kneel. Do you really think their spirits are in the sword?
Well, I mean, I never really felt as close to them until I took it. And they only seem to really come forth when I use it. And do I really have to use it against things that might have already killed them once? Do I have permission to do that? I mean, I start shaking now at just the slightest sense of a demon. I can't do that to family.
Godfrey will put a hand on your shoulder.
I know I'm naive about the war, and I just want to pretend it's a game, and maybe they don't mean it, but I don't know if I can use this, and I don't know what else. And he looks down at the sword in her hand and be like, I don't know what else I could use, but I don't know if I could do that to them. And it still smells like frogs, Zibba just starts shaking harder.
Do you remember when we fought the gargoyles? Back in the church?
Yeah, I was kind of mean to you.
That's kind of beyond the point. You didn't know me at that moment. But I don't remember seeing any spirits then. What I'm trying to say, Zibba, is I don't think the sword is the catalyst to the spirits coming with you. I think your family is just with you. Not the implements you use. They're watching over you, and they're helping protect you, and they're supporting you. If they didn't like what you were doing, they wouldn't come. They wouldn't help. Right? Just because they're gone doesn't mean they don't have agency.
That's true. I mean, I've seen them stop some other people, so they could probably stop me if they didn't want me to be a part of this. It's just, some of you have lived long enough. You maybe remember the war.
The war was long over before I was born.
Yeah. Well, if they fought in it, and they're not stopping me, I guess this is the right thing to do. Don't need God to tell me that. As long as your family supports you, it kind of gives you the most kind of like awkward, but really looking for your assurance that she's saying the right things and she needs some kind of reassurance that this support and that she's doing the right things by involving herself in this.
Yeah, Godfrey will slowly nod.
Okay. We should really head back though. I don't know what Sille saw out here, but I don't like it.
Did Sille see something out here?
She says she did, and that's why we couldn't camp here. I don't know. Did you see anything? And she's like, on guard. Yes, you smell the frogs, don't you? Wait, where'd the smell go? Do you smell it? Did you smell it?
Zibba, deep breath. Morgus, are you still...
If the frogs come, then they come, and if the frogs come, then they come.
Are you still prestidigitating, or did the smell pass?
I'm sorry, what? No, it was only for a moment, and Morgus kind of looks up from his journal, and you can see that he grabbed a piece of charcoal instead of his usual writing utensil, and there's like charcoal all over his hands and even a little bit on his face where he went to like scratch something. What?
That was more of an above-table meta question and not a character to you question, but Godfrey gives you a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Okay.
So take a deep breath. What are you smelling?
I think it's just time to go to bed. I think I need to go to sleep. It's been long. Maybe I'm still myself. We've been on the road for a while.
Okay. Sure.
Godfrey?
Yeah?
Thanks.
Anytime, Zibba.
He walks off and goes to bed.
Is Zibba phased anymore at talking to the mask that is Godfrey's face?
I don't think Zibba was ever phased. That's all she's ever known.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Cool. Morgus is tinkering. Zibba is now going to bed. Godfrey, I assume, is staying at the creek. Sille, Livy, what are y'all doing?
Sille is at one of the roots of the stump where everybody's camped and doing push-ups before bed.
Nice.
And has done about is really just exhausting herself.
Sweet. What about Livy? You're hanging up in the tree.
Yeah, Livy's hanging up at the tree, and he keeps on looking at Sille, and he wants to talk to Sille, but he's not sure how to approach it.
Sille, what's your passive perception?
Good question.
Imagining push up, head snaps, Livy in the tree. Push up.
I'm more just thinking that vibe of you can tell someone's looking at you kind of a thing,
I'm a very sleepy paladin. My passive perception's 11.
Do you think that's enough, Ed? Do you think Livy's being stealthy or conscious of what he's doing?
No, he's not. He's too in his own head.
I would say you feel that someone's watching me vibe, Sille.
I think in between, she's finishing up and kind of stands, cracks everything, and looks up. We can talk about it whenever you want.
Okay, and Livy will casually walk down the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of sit by some. I'm not disturbing you, am I?
Oh, you meant you want to do this now?
Oh, we can. Oh, sorry.
I said whenever. Look, I said whenever. So, you want to wait until watch at least?
Yeah,
Until everyone's.
of course. We'll take whatever watch you'd like.
Yeah. How do you feel about second?
He gives you a thumbs up and gives a very awkward smile.
Yeah, all right. I will, I'll come and get you then.
Okay. And he'll walk back up the tree and start copying notes down.
Scylla kind of sighs to herself and rolls her eyes not at you, but to her own behavior and her own hesitations, and turns and slumps against the tree she was just doing push-ups at.
Great. Zibba, you watch as Zibba heads to her stump pillow, stump root pillow, turns in for the night.
Still holding my sword.
Yeah. How long does Morgus stay up tinkering with his sword?
Maybe like an extra hour and a half or two.
Mm-hmm.
Not too long, but he'll kind of get past the frenzy, put it down, a little bit bug-eyed, and then he'll finally see all the charcoal. Oh no. Prestidigitate, re-glam, and then go to bed.
Great. Morgus is headed to bed. Scylla and Livy, you would know that Godfrey doesn't really need to sleep. Godfrey, I don't know if you stay a distance from like the center of camp as the sun starts to set, or if you joined these two near the stump, but
And if Morgus and Zibba are both asleep, and Livy and Sille are doing second watch, I assume Godfrey's doing first watch.
you guys didn't talk about it, so if Godfrey would definitely think about it, so yeah.
I'd be walking around perimeter.
Cool.
First watch.
Scylla and Livy, do you take a little nappy before your second watch time?
I think probably as much as I normally do earlier on in the night. I'm probably taking a little bit of a nap, but not super deep.
Cool.
Yeah, Livy takes as much of a nap as he can. He keeps on waking up after like every 20 minutes because he's a bit nervous.
All right. Godfrey, give me a perception check as you take first watch.
18.
All right. There's a huge plop in the water as you walk by, but it doesn't surprise you. This big toad. You can start to hear the toads once the sun sets. It's like, you know, like the toad sounds. Just like plops into the water as you get a little close to it. Then you hear a rustling of the bushes across the creek. You smell like wet dog.
He'll get to camp to get like a torch so he could see.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and cautiously checks it out.
You go to check it out using your torchlight. You scan across the creek. As you get to the right side of your vision, almost in the periphery, You see 2 yellow eyes glowing in the torchlight. And then there's a hurrah! The jump as a black-coated direwolf jumps out towards you. But the roar doesn't sound like a wolf. It sounds like a very familiar voice. What do you do?
Oh, I mean, what familiar voice does it sound like? I wish that helped clarify.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, if Godfrey doesn't fully recognize it, what do you do?
He just kind of takes a defensive stance and just like goes sideways, just kind of eyes the wolf and tries to keep himself between the wolf and the rest of the camp.
Yeah. The wolf just like paws around like almost like a dog more than a wolf, but it's large dire wolf sized creature. And he goes, "You didn't recognize me?"
I mean, I can recognize you when you speak to me. That makes a little more.
Look at this. Got some new chases his tail.
Sure.
What's up?
Nothing, I just thought I was being attacked in the middle of the night and nearly called out to the rest of my companions to come assist me in fighting something.
That was the point.
That was the point.
I thought it'd be funny.
We would have absolutely killed you.
I would have said something.
Yeah, but then I would have had to try to... It would have been very messy. I would have had to explain a lot of things to a lot of people.
You would have been in trouble then. It's something for you. And he turns to the side. You can see there's like a beautifully made like black leather and metal collar, and the leather is almost like marbled in this strange thing. It's made from a skin that you're not familiar with. And at the bottom of it, there's like a loop, and inside there's some paper rolled up and pressed into the loop. Special delivery.
Take the letter.
Yeah, there's 2 pieces of paper. One of them is addressed to you, and the next seems to be a sheet very similar to the one you received from the mushroom people, but about Erebus himself. Would you like to share with the group? Or would you like to keep these private?
I will read them over, and the one that's addressed to me, I will probably keep to myself. The other one looks like it's from the first one, so I will share that with everyone else when we wake up in the morning.
Great. What are we doing? What's going on? What I miss?
We're on our way to a party.
Oh, I didn't bring my tie.
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Am I not funny? Is the face? I've never been anything but kind of like a Corvid-esque creature, so this is new.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious, I'm sure. I was once told I was born without a funny bone. It's ridiculous. I hit it all the time.
Huh. Right over his head.
Okay, so, are you just gonna like lurk around and follow us now, or am I gonna have to explain that the raven that's been following us is now a wolf?
Oh, I'm yours, buddy.
Right. The letter.
Protect and serve. And he kind of like bows his head.
It'll be interesting to get to know you more, Garakius.
Right. Well, I've been running all day, so I'd like to sleep. Is that okay, boss?
Yeah, just don't bite anyone or shock them. Scare them at all.
Okay. Pads like unintentionally, very silently over to the fire and just lays down. And the rest of your first watch goes without notice.
At the end of my watch, I will go sit down next to Garakius by the fire, just so no one else who takes watch thinks that it is a threat. I will gently pet him.
He needs sleep.
Do you wake up Scylla for her second watch?
Yep. Your turn. I have a friend. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Oh. Just make sure to bathe it next time.
It's clearly wet. It has been bathed. It'll smell better once he's dry. Well, yeah, that's why he's sitting by the fire.
Okay. She gives it a second look. Goes over and are you like visibly awake, Livy, or do you kind of feign sleep?
No, not at all.
Or are you already pretty alert?
He's pretty alert.
And she'll kind of look up and wave to you. And then gesture.
He'll follow.
Is it okay if we walk while we do this? I can't in one place.
No, I understand. I get that. As we're walking, Livy, I want to say I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. I'm really used to it. I don't need an apology. It's super common.
But
you're right. It's weird.
No, you're my friend, and I should never have said that, and I value you greatly.
No, but it's not something that people haven't caught on to before. So, 6 people at a tavern tell you you're drunk and you must need a cart home.
I sometimes don't think before I say things, or I overthink and I still say the wrong thing. But you are right.
What if you're right? What if I'm not? What if I'm wrong and that hurts one of you? Listen, I went and I talked to, I don't know what I was looking for. I went and I saw a man and he asked me to sit with him, and I did. And it was the same thing all over again. He said it was scary, he kicked me out. And then he said the same thing. So what if the way that I do this, the way that it's wrong and it's harmful?
Then you're in the right club. You're talking to a damn peer. And Godfrey is at this point, I think, a literal mask. We have a man who can't remember anything, and when he tries, he has massive nosebleeds. And a child who summons dead people. So you're exactly where you're meant to be, in my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with you. And if this scares you, we're here for you.
Scylla's very visibly picking at her cuticles. I just don't know what it means.
If you want to find out, I'll help you any way I can. And if you don't, we're here for you, no matter what.
And if you don't like what you find?
Doesn't mean I don't like you. This is a part of you, but isn't what defines you. I hate that I am a Dampier. It's a part of myself I don't like. And all of you did not bat an eye when I told you.
There's nothing wrong with your darkness.
And there might not be anything wrong with... I don't think there's anything wrong with you either. You're different, but wrong.
I just don't want to be hurtful.
Livy stops and extends his arms and looks at you like waits for your approval.
I think, and there's probably I'm guessing maybe a little bit of a height difference. Scylla collapses. Scylla fully falls into it and fully embraces it. But doesn't say anything. You can't hear anything. Is just very silent.
We got you. I got you.
Squeezes and lets go and clears her throat and keeps walking for watch.
So, you think Godfrey is becoming a druid?
I mean, yeah, you spend enough time in nature, you start becoming... And she stops. There's a word that she stops on before visibly and stares a million miles away for a second. One with nature, you spend enough time in it, and yeah, I don't see why not.
What do you think his next friend is gonna be? Something equally edgy? Hope it's not
I just
owl.
hope it's something
Morgus
less
might be
chatty. Although, I don't know, it's nice not to have to wonder about two birds shitting on you as we...
Livy gets out his little friend and hands it to Scylla.
Oh, God.
His cat friend.
What do you want me to do with this? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you would like him.
You woke him up. He's mad. Mad.
Oh. Sorry, little
It
guy.
seems angry.
Yeah.
Just goes and kind of puts her... She goes to pet it and then pulls her hand away. No, I'm sorry. Please take this.
It's fair. Livy gets it back. I'm just saying, you might like an animal, maybe a pet, maybe a rock.
No, we didn't have pets growing up, and it's, it's weird. I can't. No, thank you. You're very good with it. I just no.
Not even a rock?
I kept a plant once.
This is a plant.
And that grew for a bit.
I think. Or a cat. I'm not sure. It's one of those.
Decidedly, that seems much more responsibility than a... No, you keep it. Thank you.
Yeah. I wasn't going to give him to you. I was just offering pets.
Yeah, she's like more and more just really trying to buck this thing back off.
Yeah, no, Livy took him back.
Don't want it.
Like, no, he's mine. I was just offering pets. And I
Thank
think
you.
as Livy is saying this, like, because he is a cat, like, he's just, like, slowly chomping on Livy's hand because he's angry about being waken up.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also very, very tiny, so it's, like, not even a pinprick.
Yeah. Is Livy staying up with Sille for the rest of this second watch, or is he going back to sleep? Okay, cool.
He's staying up and he's trying to finish copying, making copies of the book.
All right.
Seeing imaging.
Give me perception checks, both of you.
Oh,
19.
21. We both did real good.
My modifier is really bad.
All right. You have very vigilant eyes. There are a lot of creatures around. There's even like a black bear that gets maybe within 60 feet of the outside of camp. I think, Godfrey, even your ears prick at this. But it decidedly turns the other direction and walks away and is of no danger to you all. As your watch ends. Y'all never talked about watches. Are you going to sleep, or are you going to wake someone else up for a third watch? Or talk to Godfrey?
That's true.
If Godfrey's still visibly awake, I think Sille would probably come to you first.
You can't sleep.
Yep, I can't
You can't
sleep.
sleep.
But like you're not like in a restful. You don't try. You are like alert at all times. Is that?
I'm alert. I just need to like not move for 4 hours. Like he's alert in his spot, not moving.
Which was the exact amount of time of your watch. So that time is fulfilled.
Yeah, I'll kind of come over to you and not startle you, but kneel down.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can go wake someone unless you're able to kind of keep an eye until sunup.
I can keep the eye.
You sure?
Yeah.
Garakius is fully on his side, like having a puppy dream.
So scrunches her nose at the smell.
Will not disturb him.
I approve. I approve
Right.
of you, Garakius.
The rest of the night goes without any issue. As the sun rises and everyone wakes in their own time.
Godfrey spends the rest of the watches trying to figure out what he's going to say about the wolf that's suddenly in the middle of camp. And reading the note that he got.
Yeah.
If I don't smell food, I'm not waking up.
Does someone start cooking?
Spend the day away.
Oh, why not? I suppose I can wait up a little something.
Can I help you? Can I try to help you boil water this time? I promise I'll watch it.
What do you mean try?
Oh, you didn't remember.
That is it. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you're hearing, give us a little support on Ko-Fi. Even just $1 is amazing. Like, follow, subscribe, Prime Gaming subscriptions. If you're on Twitch, we really, really enjoy it. And we'll keep coming with more and more content. So be sure you don't miss it by following us on our socials at _Autumn Moons. And I really hope that you have a really great day. Intro and outro by No One Clock. Everything else by myself and the cast.